So now we're gonna talk about Tua. If you already said everything, we can just move on and let Nikki speak. But if you want to add a little more, go for it.
Just feel bad for the guy. It didn't even look like that severe of a hit. And earlier on in his career, it seems like it was just mishandled so badly by not only his own coaching staff and medical staff, but on-site NFL analysts, not analysts, but like the concussion guy, right? The guy with the blue hat. He's supposed to see somebody stumbling around on the field and get him off the field. And they didn't do it the one time, and he kept on playing after his concussion. I think the NFL has not protected Tua Tagovailoa anywhere near enough. And honestly, why in the world is this guy not wearing a Guardian cap? Like, this is the one dude that should probably have 3 Guardian caps on top of his normal helmet. And he's out there man, he might as well not even have a helmet with his history with concussions right now. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for him. The dude's got all the talent in the world. He could have really had an awesome career. And the more this happens to him, you got to think the smart move is just to hang it up.
Yeah, Nikki.
At this point, if you got that big contract, you can get the money. And I know, it seems too early for him to retire, and emotionally, I'm kind of trying to look at it from the player standpoint. It's like, oh man, I don't want to walk away, but at the same time, if you had a family or you have any desires to have a family, you got to think about the long term and be like, okay, I can retire and still be involved in football in some way, either as a coach, an analyst at some level, whether it be high school, college, professional, retire and still be able to live a stable life. Because he's at that point now where he's at that Troy Aikman, Steve Young category. Remember those back-to-back seasons, Young had to retire, then Aikman the following season. That's what started the whole big thing with concussions. And if you get a certain amount of concussions, you got to walk away. And he's reached that point early in his career. It's like the more you keep playing, you're going to suffer serious brain damage. You could end up suffering dementia or Alzheimer's at an early age if he keeps playing, or be mentally disabled at an early age. I do think too, sadly, might be time for him to walk away from playing the game and be involved in football in a different way, either as a coach, an analyst, or something.
Yeah. So for me, 2 different ways. One, do you think the NFL should force him to retire? Be like, okay, you had 3 concussions last year. You just got another one. Maybe we have to pull a plug. Maybe we got to pull it. But then if you look back in the day, every single player pretty much played with concussions now. Like now it's becoming more serious with CTE and all that stuff. And then now it comes into the competitiveness for Tua Tagovailoa. If he still has that competitiveness and wants to be one of the greats, win a lot of Super Bowls, which I don't see happening, do I see him, just being one of the best quarterbacks out there if he keeps on climbing up or whatever? It's pretty tough. If you're a competitive guy and played in a lot of sports, I'm pretty sure all of us played in sports when we were younger, like baseball, football, Little League, whatever. We didn't want to stop. We wanted to keep playing because it was having fun, and Tua's getting paid a lot of money. Now, I know that if he stops right now, he's set for life. Tua is set for life. He can go to the ESPN broadcasting route, kind of like what Jason Kelce did with Monday Night Football when he retired, Tom Brady with Fox. He can go those routes, but I honestly feel like he's going to keep on playing because his competitive nature. You just can't stop that. You can't. Do I want him to not get injured again? Of course. But I just want him to make the right decision. No matter if it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month, end of the season. I just want him to make the right decision. That's how I look at it. Because competitive nature, health, 2 different ways.
I think people are going to have to step in. I think the NFL and the ownership of the Miami Dolphins are going to have to step in. And if you even consider letting him get back on the field, it's got to be with a Guardian cap on, in my opinion. If anything can keep this guy from continuing to have more concussions, that's it. Having that big eggshell on top of your normal helmet gives you a fighting chance. There's a couple guys in the league already doing it. The Steelers have an offensive lineman, James Daniels, wearing the Guardian cap. I think there's a guy on Tampa Bay maybe that's wearing it. There's a few guys in the league that are wearing it. You can't let it be a vanity thing. This is your health. This is your long-term life with your family, your kids. Like, you could sacrifice all that just to not have a kind of goofy-looking cap on top of your helmet. Who cares, man? Wear it. Wear it, and you might be able to play another 10 years.
Exactly. It's a very, very tough decision for Tua.
Yeah.
It's very, very tough. So, Nikki, do you see him being competitive, or do you actually see him making the right decision? Because for me, I see him being more competitive.
Oh, I think Tua wants to be competitive, but I hate to say he might, but it's hard to say because I don't really know where he's at. I mean, right now, he's in no shape to make decisions at this moment.
Yeah.
As we speak, but it's hard to say because I don't really know where his mindset is that much. I just know mainly on the field for his play.
Yeah.
So that's one for me to
actually, we just got something from Ian Rappaport right now. Tua has, quote unquote, no plans to retire. Is seeing a concussion specialist. So that's good. It's taking the right route, but like I said before, it's just now his competitiveness over everything.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. So that's the way Tua sees it. A lot of people may not be happy about that, but what is that, Vic? Tua needs to retire. Too many concussions. It comes down to him and his family.
Yeah.
Comes down to him and his family. We just gotta wait and see. No plans to retire right now. How old is he? He's gotta be like what? 20?
28, I think.
Yeah.
Here, I'll look it up. He is 26.
Oh.
Oh my God, he's 26 and he had this many concussions already?
Oh gosh, no.
Wow.
Come on,
He's
man.
26 and I think he's not gonna walk away, dude. Think of how a player would feel if they were the defining factor in Tua's demise. Would there be a thing like a hold harmless agreement? Could sign that anyone? Yeah, look at DeMar Hamlin. Look at what DeMar Hamlin is going through right now. Concussion. He had all this stuff going on. So, yeah.
But that was an entirely different situation, with all due respect.
Yeah. Hey, what is up, Bo? How's it going?
How's it going, guys? Sorry, I'm a little late here, having some connection issues, so I might just randomly disappear.
You're good, dude. You're good. We're just talking about Tua. How do you feel about the whole situation?
Yeah, obviously that's a tough deal. He's got some very real life decisions to make.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, does he want to play? Sure, it's his career, obviously. But some of that is he's got 125 mil guaranteed if he's, deemed that he has to retire. And that probably takes some of the fight out of you, right? As far as trying to come back, because that's that generational wealth.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, it just broke that Ian Rappaport just tweeted that he has no plans to retire. Tua.
Well, I would imagine
he's 26 years. Yeah, he's 26 years old too.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. That is
and that's the thing is he he probably doesn't want to retire. That will be a scenario where the doctors have to protect him from himself if they've deemed that it's to that point, right?
Yeah.
As a competitor, you're not going to want to retire.
No. Like I said before, it comes down to concussion or a health protocol one way and future the other way. And it comes down to him, his family at most. Could the NFL step in? Yes, the NFL can definitely step in. Should they? I agree with James here, part of the Steelers by the Lake podcast. If you guys haven't subscribed to them yet, the link is in the chat. I think the team should step in. The team should be like, okay, you should wear this. You should do these kind of precautions. So I agree with James right there on the team route, general manager route.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to leave that to the doctors, though. Like, the
Yeah.
team's not going to do anything. Now, I could definitely see the NFL saying, hey, you have a history of this, and we're allowing the Guardian caps. Why don't you go ahead and do that? In this particular hit, it wouldn't have mattered. You know, one of the things, if you're watching the film, is he drops his head. And if you've ever played the sport, the first thing they tell you to do, head up, eyes up, all the time, right? Because dropping your head gets you hurt. And as soon as that hit happened, I was like, you know, the best case scenario is he has a stinger. It's happening, Chad, which still would have ended his day, right? If he had a stinger, he would have been relatively ineffective. Not that he was having a good night anyway, but, you know, even a stinger would have ended his day. Then, you know, it comes through that it's concussion. But when players drop their heads, that's how guys get paralyzed. Like, that's how you get very real injuries. And so when you saw him, you know, drop his head and lunge in, the odds of success is so low. I mean,
Yeah.
that is fundamental football they tell you not to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And now the question is, who's the next one? Because we all know this is not going to be the only one. I just hate seeing this time and time again, but it's the nature of the game, man. It's the nature of the game.
The worst part is he didn't even need to do it. He had already picked up the first down. He could have slid.
Exactly. I wonder why he didn't. He never, I never seen him slide. I don't think I've ever seen Tua Tagovailoa slide. I don't watch every Miami Dolphins game, but I'm just saying each time I watch him, he doesn't slide.
Yeah,
Kind of crazy.
yeah, you have to slide as a quarterback. All the great quarterbacks know how to slide.
Yes.
And that's why sometimes they work with baseball people, either high school and college, to learn how to slide, to get them ready for the professional level.
So, funny enough, here in Seattle, when Hasselbeck was here, they actually brought a slip and slide out to teach him how to slide.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a very real thing. They brought one out to practice to teach him how to slide. That's
funny. Yeah, I couldn't agree with Bo more on this head first thing. It gets too many guys in trouble. In a lot of it is habits that they bring into the NFL, right? They don't have that start new in the NFL, but it robbed what could have been one of the best middle linebackers in Steelers history of his entire career, and Ryan Shazier. He dropped his helmet. He jammed his neck. He was momentarily paralyzed. He still walks with a limp. Man, he was on his way to what could have been a Hall of Fame career very easily. And just like that, done because he kept on lowering his head. And it wasn't the first time he did it in his career. He had done it many times before that. It was a habit of his. Nobody was able to break him of it. And I'm not blaming a coaching staff or anything like that. But guys have got to start learning that if you get in the habit of doing this, nothing good's going to come of it. You will eventually get injured. And it's almost best case scenario if it's a concussion, because paralyzation is a real serious thing here with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the sad part and scary too.
Yeah.
It's just going back to in the day, even before my time, they've been playing concussions every single day. Like, can you imagine that now? I'm just like, now they wouldn't even allow that.
So since we're talking about leading with helmets, this is how I used to gauge my games, is by how much other people's paint I had on my helmet. Right?
Oh.
Because we were taught crown of the helmet into the chest, wrap it up, drive to the ground, right? Like, you knew it was a good hit when you heard the other team go when they hit the ground. Like, that's what you were trying for, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the game's a little different today.
A lot different today, but yeah, it's crazy. Now, think about the parents, right? After seeing this, they're going to have their kids not play football, not even play pee-wee football and stuff like that. So.
I mean, so there's always talk about that, and there obviously some of that happens, but kids love playing football, and the ones that love play, like want to play, will play, and the ones that are scared to get hit or have a hit that changes their mind, they play basketball.
Oh,
Wow.
That's how hoopers are born.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I know. I mean, look at
Sorry if I fill your chat over here with hate as this show goes on.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Basketball was my favorite sport. And once I heard that, I was like, "Damn, that's right."